Hey y'all, quick note. While My Hero Academia was created for kids, this podcast is not safe for work or children. All trigger warnings and spoilers for each episode can be found at our website, myheroanalysis.com. Thanks for listening.
Hey y'all, this is My Hero Analysis, a podcast about My Hero Academia, aka Boku no Hero Academia. We are three grown adults who mind Japanese children's cartoons for serotonin because God knows our brains aren't making it naturally.
Hello everyone, I'm Fern, and in keeping with our usual style, there's just a lot going on in this little brain of mine. I got the sniffles and immediately assumed I had COVID and got tested. Do not have COVID. I'm fine. It's literally just a runny nose.
Because it's winter, so therefore it must be COVID.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm also torn between just elation at this whole Spidey Deku AU thing that's going on TikTok. I love it. I'm so into it. I think about it way too much. And then on the other hand, I'm devastated that we totally missed the opportunity to name this podcast My Queero Academia. I feel like that would have been way funnier and way snappier. And hey, listeners, how do you feel about a complete and total rebrand? Just out of nowhere.
Please no. That'll be the worst thing we could ever do at this stage of our development.
What do you mean you don't want to change the name of a podcast after an entire season?
Yeah, we're in deep.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that's going to be a pretty big regret. It's going to rank a lot higher on my regret list than it should.
Oh, I think you'll be okay. Well, this is Nicole. It feels weird to be recording again. I'm trying to decide what news I should share first. And I guess the first most important thing is I got a new cat.
Yes. Little Miss.
Adorable, so cute.
She
what
is.
Do we call her?
Oh, she has so many names. Well, she came to me as Dusty, and I kind of liked it, but I also kind of like Dust on its own. And if y'all listen to a certain crime podcast, y'all will know what that reference is. But now, she has this full long name. Let me see if I can remember it off the top of my head. So it's
I think I remember it. It's Dr. Pepper, Soot Sprite, Dusty, Liminal Miss, last name redacted.
Yeah, that's about right. I think they know my last name, or they should, if they have any sort of internet sleuthing skills. Since
just in case. I'm not going to be the one that lets the cat out of the bag.
I've tagged myself, and my other account has my last name. It's fine. But yeah, that's been my life for the past week. She and Fork are slowly getting acclimated to each other. And she just went to the doctor today. So everything is going as smoothly as can be expected. So yay, Dusty.
Yay. Good job, Dustification.
Hey, y'all. It's Maria. And the chaos has already begun. I don't know what my last 2 weeks have been. I've been running around like a crazy person, all doing fun things, but I need to chill.
Yeah, living it up in Asheville.
Yes, I had so much fun. I did so many things. Some questionable, some not, but it was fun. Yeah, it was I do not have COVID. So
yay!
We made it out without COVID. I think that's an accomplishment in and of itself.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So Happy New Year, everyone. Because I don't know.
Yeah, we're recording this episode in January.
It's been fun. It's weird to have recorded after all this time. It's been a long while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been 3 weeks since we've recorded a regular episode.
Yeah. It was crazy doing the notes for these, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of notes, this week we're covering episode 16 of the anime in their own quirky ways. And the accompanying manga chapters for this episode are chapters 25 and 26. So we're just going to leap into what is for us the first timeline of the new year. Whoop, whoop.
Yay!
Whoop, whoop.
So we start off with a modified version of the intro from the first few episodes of season 1, which I thought was interesting. It's not the full intro, it's just like a little cut up version.
Yeah. I am so confused by the new opener because time is like, it's so weird right now. And the opening narration is so info dumpy. And while I was doing these notes, I was not here for it. But now, I mean, I guess I get it. I just don't have any sense of time or memory at the moment. It's fine.
Yeah. So I love how dramatic Izuku was while he was info dumping. Gotta love it. So a lot of the pre-intro scenes depend on what is happening in the story at that moment. Usually when there's a super intense fight. The fact that they had a quick info dump is just to reinforce some of what's been going on, like the ideals. And since the episodes do come out every week or two and not all at once, it helps watchers not to forget what's going on in the series.
Yeah, we continually forget that this show's target audience is like 10 to 12-year-olds.
They can't
or really depressed
appreciate
adults who need the refresher because we don't have any memory.
Oh, goodness.
So then we segue to the opening credits. And like we've mentioned, we took an extended break over the holidays. And it's just good to hear this song again. Like it felt like being welcomed back to a beloved friend's house.
Yes, retweet. Exactly. And of course, I analyzed the opener like I always do. And the symbolism of the cloud passing over Todoroki in the opener is certainly symbolic. I don't know what it's symbolic of because I'm not verbose like that, but it's there. It's there. Just look out for that. Yeah. And then also Aoyama is still looking directly into camera in the final card of the opener. And I'll just let y'all ponder what that means on your own.
So I totally skipped the intro again.
No.
There's a reason. So I was watching Queer Eye, yay, new season, and I got distracted until it was really late. I'm a mess.
Set your alarm.
That's one of those shows that I keep telling myself I need to watch, and then I just don't.
Oh, I have absolutely no plans to watch it. I do not vibe with reality TV.
This so one isn't as bad as most.
I have no desire to watch it.
I mean, to each their own, but no, there's a new season. And since I was gone for like most of the weekend, I finally got a chance to watch it and I was watching it. And the next thing I know, I'm like, crap, it's 11:45. I haven't done my notes. So yeah.
I had been asleep for like 3 hours at 11:45.
Ideally, same here. But anyway. So then we get a recap of Shoto's little challenge to Izuku and Izuku's response. And again, Izuku's sweet little determined face. I can't. He's so cute.
Shoto, my son. Izuku, my other child. The determination, the drama. I love it all. That was so
oh my God, yeah. It is so dramatic. Oh God, teenagers. But then we cut to Present Mike, who's re-explaining the rules to the audience, and he's flailing around, hanging all over Aizawa, getting on Aizawa's last nerve. So, sometimes the drama is brought by adults.
Yeah, for sure. Like his commentary is perfection. And this is coming from somebody who like hates all sports and by extension, the sport commentators, but Present Mike can narrate any sport and I would probably watch. And also like Aizawa's duck is superb. It's perfect. He didn't even need to look to know it was coming. But also while he's explaining, he's like, they're like panning over the arena, and they're doing the obstacle course that's going like around the stadium, but also the stadium is surrounded by fans and food booths. I'm confusion.
Don't worry about it.
Where?
Don't worry about it.
I have to worry about it. I'm confused.
It's anime magic. Don't worry about it.
I have to
Pretend
worry
it's like a thermos and there's like a double wall situation happening.
but no.
Shh. It's anime. Shh. You don't have to analyze everything.
Yes, I do. What else am I supposed to do with my life?
I don't know.
Well, you know, we don't have the answer to that.
Like I barely made it to adulthood. I don't have the answers.
You don't need to have the answers.
Anyways, I love how even with all of the bandages that cover Aizawa's face, you absolutely know he is scowling.
Oh yeah.
Mhm,
Oh yeah.
mhm.
Big
He
scowly boy.
just, yeah, he has that vibe. So then we cut to the kiddos on the obstacle course, facing down the robots, and Shoto gets through the robots like it ain't no thing, and we're all caught up.
Yes, and I do appreciate this recap because it has been so long since the previous
Mhm.
episode. Yeah, because again, no memory is here in this brain.
Absolutely not. Our brains have just completely rotted out of our skulls.
Yeah.
Yep, it's a sad day. Or it's the trauma.
That too.
It's both.
So someone notices that there's a kid trapped under the robots after they've fallen, and some of the students start wondering if like people are going to die during this competition. And honestly, like no judgment, because like even regular ass professional sports in the real world are pretty damn dangerous. Like people freak out over American football all the time. And like a player literally died during a game once. So like imagine adding quirks. Also for non-American listeners, go Google Charles Frederick Hughes, and then Google Dr. Bennett Omalu, I think is how his last name is pronounced. It's Omalu. But the takeaway is don't play sports, you'll die. Or at least don't play American football.
Yeah, I agree. Don't play American football. It's not worth it. And also I was not paying attention to the sport aspect of all of this because there's one kid there who apparently has a quirk that is just clown, and just no thank you.
Oh God.
Yeah,
I completely glanced over that. I didn't even register it. My brain was just like clown, no.
Yep.
Just blocked it out.
Yep, same. But also like right after the guy with the clown face, we get our first shot of Ibarra, our strange Catholic child.
She is very Catholic and very weird. We love her though.
Yeah, sports are fun, but terrifying. I know how the kid, I cannot read. I like how the kid was super concerned at whether the kid underneath was stuck or not. Well, at least someone's appalled by these games. Like, Lord, someone
Not the
needs
adults.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, thankfully, this is a cartoon. So instead of dying, our good boy Kirishima, who was the one that was trapped under the robot, just smashes his way out of Shoto's ice. And he immediately calls Shoto a bastard for endangering people. And like, I'll admit that I completely forgot this moment even happened. But honestly, it just makes my ship even more fun.
Oh yeah, for sure. It adds like a sprinkle of enemies to lovers. Perfection.
Just a dash.
Yep.
Yeah.
We all love a good anime. I cannot talk. What is it?
You just love it so much it took over your mouth.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyways, we love a good enemies to lovers trope.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So then we get Present Mike's little intro of Kirishima's quirk. I don't really have a comment on this except the spear shield imagery. God damn it, Horikoshi, you bastard. I hate you. This comes back later in a way that's just uplifting, but also kind of devastating.
Yeah. It's planted so like subtly here, and then once you see it, it hurts. It hurts so good and also so bad. Basically, this is also the return of the banjo music, which I didn't know I missed so much. So that was nice. And like Kirishima does finally get his quirk introduction, which is hardening, as we could have gathered by now. He can basically make like either his flesh or his entire body like rock hard, so he can just be strong, whatever. But how dare it take this long for him to get his quirk introduction? This is slander. I will sue.
I completely agree. And I mean, there are quite a few other characters to get through, but the fact that Trash Netta was before Kiri will always make me slightly upset.
Yep.
A little more than slightly.
Very upset.
So then a few seconds later, Tetsu, and yes, we will be saying his full name every time, also busts his way out from under a downed robot and then also calls Shoto a bastard. Why is this so funny to me?
He's getting called out as he deserves.
Tetsu, and Kiri are the bestest of boys, and also they share one brain cell when they're together.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. I love that.
Nothing but the manliest of men.
Yep.
The manliest of boys.
Yep. And then, of course, we got Present Mike's intro of Tetsu's quirk. It's basically the same thing as Kirishima's.
No, incorrect.
Sorry. The wording of Present Mike's intro, other than like the name of their quirk, is basically word for word, is what I meant. My bad.
Yes, I agree with you. That is another case of slander. Present Mike will need a lawyer. Tetsu's quirk is, I think it's steel. Basically, much like Kirishima, he can turn his skin and or body to steel. So not quite like hard as a rock, but just iron hard, I guess. We do actually learn that his quirk is actually dependent on his diet much more than Kirishima's. So that's nice. That's a nice little difference. But again, they're really not that different. Also, I do want to point out that Tetsu's name is one that Fern like viscerally hated on their first watch. And I was laughing.
I was so mad. I was like, why the fuck would you do that to him?
Because it's beautiful, and Tetsu is a perfect name.
I appreciate it now, but at first I was like, Horikoshi, what the hell?
That was the point. He was like, you got to go from what the hell to what the hell, I love this boy. Anyway, Tetsu's quirk is the first quirk introduced for Class 1B. And in this moment, I realized how much I cannot wait for Monoma to return from the future, wherever he is.
From the future episodes, yes.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, that's another just absolutely delightful character. And then poor sweet Kiri, he keeps running the obstacle course, and he's like lamenting the fact that his and Tetsu's quirks are so similar. Like, Horikoshi, why did you do this to my sweet son? But then you've got like Denki, who's just watching them. He's like, damn, they're so cool.
Yeah. And like as he's running through to the next obstacle, he's crying. Like you can see his tears twinkling behind him as he goes, because he's just been struggling since day one with his quirk self-confidence, and like how dare Tetsu be so similar to him. But it's okay. They're going to learn. They're going to overcome, I hope.
Of course they will. They will always overcome.
Kiri is such a sweet boy. Showing your emotions is very manly.
Very.
Amen. We love a non-toxic lad. So one of the others, did you? Sorry.
We just all agree with everything. It's a perfect rainbow and butterflies. It's wonderful.
Sorry, I'm coffee noodles.
What?
Okay, sorry. I'm good now. So one of the students suggests working together to clear a path, But then, of course, special magical girl Katsuki just completely ignores that and blasts his way up and over all of the robots. And then Sero and Tokoyami follow his other example. And the other kids, like, they don't even like him yet, but I think it's still interesting that they still admire his abilities and tactical skills in this moment.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And also, special magical girl is the perfect descriptor for my angry son.
I stand by it. That's what he is.
That is what he is. And my note was not nearly as beautiful. It just says my asshole son just literally flies away to get ahead of the rest of it. Oh, they're so beautiful. And yes, Sero and Tokoyami are like right on his tail. And I wonder if like they were watching him or if they just saw him in the moment. I would like to know their like process in that.
Either way, they know a good move when they see it.
Yeah.
Yep. So this is in all caps in my notes because I died when I first read this. Special magical girl Katsuki in its perfection.
Thank you. Happy to help.
No, that's funny. Also, Sarah and Tokoyami, my fanon, Mexican son and my super emo darkness is my only friend son.
Yes. They're both so good and criminally underutilized.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Tokoyami gets his, but not for a criminally long time. So look forward to that, listeners.
And then, of course, we get more quirk explanations for both Sero and Tokoyami. Hence the title of the episode. There's quite a few. Mm-hmm. And then we cut to the crowd just going wild. And the UA teachers, they're not surprised that 1A is doing so well so early. And Aizawa explains during this little montage of various UA students like kicking ass that their experience at USJ taught them not to hesitate. And Nicole, I am praying that you were more patient than I was when watching that sequence and that you're just going to list off what happened during the montage.
I did not. I was not patient at all. But I think I can do it from memory. So basically, Aizawa is commentating that Class 1A has learned not to hesitate because of their experience at USJ. And during the montage, we see not only Bakugo take off, but we see Sero and Tokoyami take off after him. And instead of being intimidated by him, we see Ida just rushing ahead and kicking robots with his jet-powered legs. We see Ochako actually doing good with her quirk against these robots rather than at the entrance exam where she wasn't really that great, but it's okay. She's learning. We also get a nice shot of Ojiro, another criminally underused character, kicking ass with his tail. And then, you know, we also have the Kiri and the Denki shot because they're always kind of near each other now. They're just blasting ahead and they are all doing so good.
Mm-hmm.
They are. I love how Aizawa just very clearly explains his class like he's just talking to President Mike. It is clear and concise, and you can totally hear how proud he is of his kids, even though he won't admit it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's just very straightforward talker. So Izuku is dodging robots, trying to get past them without using one for all. He's a little bit behind, but he noticed that there's a piece of robot armor laying on the ground. It just got blasted off of one of the robots. And so he grabs it and decides to use it as like this shield weapon combo. And just, good God, Horikoshi just loves his weaponized shield imagery. This is going to continue for many more episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what I love about the scene, it just shows how much Izuku has improved in honestly a very short amount of time. When he first went up against the robots, he was unable to even take out one of the small ones. But here he's learned how to use what he's learned up until now and just slices the hand off the robot.
Yes.
Yeah, he's pretty badass. And then, of course, Momo literally creates a cannon and just blasts a bunch of robots to smithereens. I love her. What a power move.
No hesitation.
And this clears a path for a lot of students to get through. And Snipe mentions that although the giant robots look really intimidating, they're not that hard to defeat if you use your brain. Like the robots themselves aren't very good at like tactics. They're just really big and hard to take down. But tactics is something Momo is very good at. So she handled that with no problem.
Hell yeah. And in this moment, we do also get another shot of the UA teacher with the pink goggles. They still don't speak. We don't know what their deal is or what their name is. And I need to know. And I know I'm focused on the wrong thing, but also I need to know.
You know, maybe one day Horikoshi will hear your cries.
I don't think so. I don't think he gives a flying fuck what my cries are doing.
Oh God. So meanwhile, Toshi is having capital R regrets about all of the pressure he heaped onto Izuku earlier. And now he's just like, okay, as long as you get to the next round, you're fine. And like, you know, how about next time we focus on strategy instead of pageantry? Just jot this down in your little notebook, Toshi, as a little learning experience.
Yeah, for sure. And like, as he's thinking all of this, it's all in his head. And but like, bro, you got to say that out loud where Izuku can hear you, because like he needs a teacher, not a pageant mom.
Yes, I know we talk about we joke about y'all being like psychically linked through One for All, but like you still got to say it out loud.
Yeah.
Yep. All I have to say is at least he realized it now before like all the things to come, you know?
That's true. This is just like a school thing. So.
Not really life or death just yet.
Just yet. So that's a fair point. So the students hit the next barrier, which President Mike calls, quote unquote, the fall. Basically, it's a giant canyon with a bunch of rock formations. Nicole, don't worry about where this fits into the school grounds situation. Just don't worry about it.
I wasn't even worried about it, but now I am worried about it. Why would you do this to me?
Sorry about that. Just don't worry about it. So basically, it's a giant canyon with a bunch of rock formations, and there are steel cables linking the rock formations together, but they're still like really thin. So this thing is going to be a fucking bitch to cross, and even more difficult to cross quickly. And I love it when Ochako was like, when the fuck did they have time to build this?
And I wonder if they got Pixie Bob to help with this canyon making.
I forget what Pixie Bob does.
She controls Earth. She's an earthbender.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh, I about that too.
Do y'all even watch this show?
Of course we do.
Yeah, we do. But like, I suck at names, you know? I remember that kid. That's about it.
Yeah, I don't remember the individual names of any of that group. I don't even remember the name of the group. So
Pussycats.
Yes, that.
Oh, yeah, that.
Yeah. So anyway, so Sue is like totally unfazed by this new challenge, and she just hops on a cable and keeps going. And then new character alert. I love this one. She's so unhinged. It's Mei Hatsume, support student extraordinaire. She is literally covered head to toe in support items. And we learned that although Hero Course students can't use support items, other course students can, as long as they make the items themselves, supposedly to even up the playing field. But like, given that general course students aren't taught to fight or build, it doesn't really even up the playing field. So yeah, no wonder they're all so fucking bitter.
Yeah. To keep the competition fair, like, sure, keep telling yourselves that. But like, her thing is that because the hero course is trained in combat, like at least the support course is trained in like making their own quirks better, I guess, but that still doesn't help the general course students or the business students. Not that the business students really care, but still.
The general course students do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Mei is literally just like a walking advertisement for her own work. The confidence, the audacity. We love her.
We love her so much. And she calls her inventions babies. And like, yes, that's right, hun. You shirk that child-centric societal norm. Fuck them kids.
We stand an unhinged queen.
Yes.
But I agree. This really showcases the unfairness of the whole freaking system. And we'll see more of that later.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gee.
yeah. So May almost completely clears the canyon in like 2 seconds without wringing a sweat, but with much manic laughter. She's amazing and I love her so much. And Ochako and Mina are kind of pissed that she gets to use all these support items. But interestingly, Shinso isn't. And we get this little smile from him. It's like a little creepy, a little admiring. It's kind of hard to tell what's going on in his head.
Yeah, but also it's Shinso, so.
Yeah.
Also, I want to point out that Uraraka like has one of her many bi-crises watching May just fly across. It was beautiful. And also, like, Mina comments that it's unfair that she has these items. Like, honey, it's not unfair, you poor privileged dear. Like, it's okay, you will learn, but no, it's not unfair. And also, like, my thoughts seeing Shinso's weird ass smirk. Like, does he like May's spunk, or does he like that she just showed up the hero students? We'll never know. It's Shinso. He's not going to admit to anything.
Mm-hmm. My bet is he's secretly thinking, yes, fuck them heroes up.
Yes, that. Yep.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Yep. And then, of course, because it's me, even though I haven't actually seen this show, like, while Shinso is smirking, there's a kid behind him who looks like the kid from Attack on Titan with the bowl haircut, Armin.
Yeah.
Is that the one from the Hey Armin like audio sound on TikTok?
I have no idea. I just know it's the bowl cut, like coconut head, like coconut head looking bitch. I know. But
okay.
I need to know if this was purposeful, Horikoshi. Please confirm.
Probably. I've mentioned this before. They take from other animes, like they make like a secret appearance.
But why Armin? Why not Eren Yeager or whatever?
Sometimes they put like ones that are very like distinguishable. So the fact that you can pick up like someone like that, because Armin, honestly, no, not what is it? Eren Yeager kind of looks like a background character.
Interesting.
Anyway, we're off topic. It's fine. So like in this moment, President Mike does commentate that it is hard for folks to stand out without a flashy quirk. And like he immediately turns to Eraserhead, like implying that he himself does not have a flashy quirk. And Aizawa just gets so angry, and they're so cute. They are such husbands. I love them.
It was a perfect shippable moment for the husbandos.
Yep.
Oh yeah, for sure. And so, of course, to no one's surprise, Shoto clears the canyon easily, and Katsuki isn't far behind. And then Ida, who's kind of on their tail, remembers that his older brother is probably watching, and he finds his motivation to clear the canyon as well. And okay, granted, Ida's method of clearing the canyon isn't very smooth, but President Mike is very rude to my poor son. Like, he made it, okay?
Yes, but also like the skating pun that he makes in the dub is very on point, and I have to give him credit for that.
There was no skating dub. There was no skating pun in the sub.
Well, yeah, then go watch the dub. It's fine. I love how Tenya is so intense, but he's like also always the unintentional comic relief.
Yeah. Yep.
And I did notice that he's thinking about his brother while he's doing this, and we'll get to it.
My only note was Tenya is so smart, but so uncool, so awkward.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Yep, that is your boy.
And then we cut to the crowd, and they're all super impressed by Shoto, of course. And then we finally get canon confirmation that he is Endeavor's son, and that Endeavor is this hero who is second only to All Might, at least in the public's eyes.
Yep. And we haven't met the asshole himself in person yet, and I cannot wait to roast him.
Oh, yeah, it's coming soon.
I have been patiently waiting to release all my pent-up emotions about this man. So patiently.
Oh, I just know that we're going to go off on like a 20-minute tangent of us just screaming.
Yep. Yep.
Oh
yep.
yeah.
Yep. Just write that down, listeners. It is coming.
And so then we cut to Izuku, and he's still got the robot armor strapped to his back. And he crosses the canyon by shimmying upside down on the cables, like think like a chameleon, you know how they kind of move around. And he just
Now I need fan art. A little chameleon with the Deku hair.
Oh my god, that'd be so cute.
Love it.
But yeah, he looks terrified of the height. Just poor Bean. Also, new drinking game. Take a drink every time I call Izuku poor baby or poor Bean or something along those lines. It happens a lot. Also, I need to blow my nose.
But also, y'all, don't do that drinking game because you will die. We say it far too much.
We do.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay. All right. And my note in this, rather than it being a chameleon, Izuku is just tortoising up this race with a bunch of superpowered rabbits. So intense, much focus. And I cannot believe I didn't realize until just now that his costume is also a rabbit.
Sorry, that's really funny.
My only note was slow and steady wins the race.
I mean, like, I guess, but also, bro, okay. But also,
He evolves into a rabbit later.
sure, I guess. But also, while this is happening, if you look like over Izuku's shoulder, Shoji just fucking flies through the air past him. It's like, sir, no one said you could fly, sir. What the hell?
I imagine it's more like a gliding squirrel.
Still, no one said he could fly.
It's a pretty neat trick.
We need more Shoji.
We do.
We do. I agree.
So moving along in the episode, President Mike mentions that they haven't told the students how many of them will be allowed to qualify for the next round. So everyone just has to push through as quickly as they can to be as near to the top as they can. So like everyone's not mission, thing.
It's about drive, it's about power.
You stay hungry when you don't have power.
Like a plan that you have. What is the
Strategy.
fucking word? Strategy! Mother of God. So yeah, everyone's strategy is just to finish as soon as they can. And then cut to Inko, who is cheering on her baby like a good mom.
Yeah.
Love her. And then Shoto is still in the lead. And he hits the third and final, according to President Mike, obstacle. And it's a literal field of landmines. And President Mike does add a disclaimer that they're not that powerful and no one's supposedly going to get that hurt by them. But like, bruh.
But like, sir, they are landmines, sir. Sir. Also in this moment, like Aizawa is trying to like calm Mike down because he's being very manic and it's just beautiful. It's the best.
Can't calm him down. Impossible. No. So the mines themselves are buried pretty obviously, but you still got to be careful because there's a lot of them. And kids are just getting flung into the air like left and right. And
Not
Shoto
dangerous.
notes, yeah, it's not dangerous, but you know, they're airborne. And Shoto's like running through the field. And as he's doing that, he notes that this puts the kids in the lead at a disadvantage. They have to pick through all the mines, while the kids that arrive later will have an easier time because some of the mines have already been set off, so they don't have to avoid them. Or you can be Katsuki and just fly over the minefield completely because your explosions can propel you over long distances. So Katsuki takes the lead from Shoto. And then, okay, I'm sorry, I need to mention this. Katsuki could have easily just kept going with his little explosions, but he chooses to stop right where Shoto is just so he can bitch at him that Shoto declared war on Izuku and not him. He gave up the winning position to start a fight. So ridiculous. I can't.
That's my boy. That's my boy. I support him. He did good. And like, obviously he's going to be mad at Shoto for not recognizing him as the best and like most intimidating, most threatening person. Because obviously that's more important than winning, even though he declared that he would win in the last episode. Sir, honey, please go to therapy. But I support him in everything he does, even when he's an asshole.
Need a little salt sometimes.
He's definitely entertaining. So, as I said, Shoto and Katsuki are fighting each other, and they're doing this while they're running and dodging mines. I can't. They're too ridiculous. Meanwhile, because they're being so ridiculous, the other kids are catching up, including Izuku, and he's managed to keep up despite A, not using his quirk, and B, hauling this giant-ass piece of armor around. So, I mean, he's doing incredible. He a runner. He a track star.
I laughed so hard when I read this note. I had to like totally stop everything because I heard this snippet of music in my head as I read it. You're running a track star.
Thank you. I'm glad I did these notes drunk, obviously. But yeah. So Izuku then uses this piece of armor that he's been carting around to like dig into the ground. What is he doing? Why, he's digging up the landmines so that he can like accrue a pile of them and then like leap onto them with the piece of armor under him and then blast himself into first place, riding the shockwave on the armor like it's a surfboard. And he also explicitly states that he got the idea from Katsuki. When I wrote the notes, I said, I'm not sober enough for this. And I'm stone cold sober now, and I'm still not sober enough for this.
We can never be sober enough for the Bakudeku. Like, sir, you've taken inspiration from Kacchan like 4 times in the last few episodes. Like, sir, your crush, I can't. You're beautiful, but also, please, sir, just communicate. Also, I do have to point out, again, I'm the one who hates sports ball, but when Toshi got to his feet and was like cheering him on as he took the lead, like a very good sports ball dad, once again, I was like, okay, I can get behind sports if Toshi's going to be there with me.
I love it.
Everyone was shooketh.
Yes.
Because it's a fucking ridiculous thing to do. And then like we get this tiny little flashback to Izuku's thought process, and like yes, it's very impressive and logical, but still and like all the other characters' faces are like, what the fuck is wrong with him? And like, just this ain't nothing. This is just a taste of what this boy is willing to do.
Yeah, like he just literally dug up a bunch of bombs to make one giant bomb. And like, sir, you're just not the bomb squad. Sir, you don't have the permits for this. And like, while Izuku is like digging his little hole, like a good little tortoise, we do also get a montage of the other students' strategies. And this does include the great bitch being a fucking perv and like just bro fucking die. Yep. And also Jiro does actually notice that he's being weird, and she's just like, whatever, bro, I'm just gonna keep going. She doesn't even stop.
She stays in her lane.
Yep. As every good non-binary person does. Anyway, also like this move puts him on the radar of all the other students, not just the 1A kids. And I mean, it's great, but also that usually doesn't work out because people never like a leader.
Yep. So then as Izuku is flying through the air, he realizes he has to land somehow. Meanwhile, Katsuki is pissed and in hot pursuit, and then Shoto is in cold pursuit.
Get out!
No, Fern, no.
I was mad at you when I read this note, and now I'm doubly mad because I forgot this note since I read the note. So just get out twice.
Leave.
Drunk me just makes puns, apparently.
Thank God I've never been with you when you were really drunk.
Oh, I guess you
Have.
haven't. It's fucking weird.
No.
The
I
time.
sneak away when the alcohol comes out. It's fine.
That's fair. That's fair. That's wise. But anyway. So like as Izuku is approaching the ground, he realizes that he still hasn't cleared the minefield and that when he lands, Katsuki and Shoto are just going to overtake him again. So what does he do to resolve this? He slaps the armor on the ground like really hard right between Shoto and Katsuki, which sets off more minefields. So he rides another shockwave to a bigger lead and slows down Shoto and Katsuki in the process. And like, it's incredible. But also, if this wasn't a cartoon, that would have been a fucked up move for sure. Like, he basically blew Shoto and Katsuki up.
As they deserve for being little assholes.
Yep.
So yeah, this time Izuku has cleared the minefield and he hits the ground running. And President Mike is just gushing about how amazing Class 1A is. And he asks Aizawa what he's teaching them. And Aizawa very humbly admits that he didn't teach them this. And they're just super motivated on their own.
Yep. And he is such a good, humble teacher. But also, Mike immediately turns it back around to mock him. And I love their dynamic.
Is that what it was like? I didn't do shit.
So yeah, basically, like the culmination of all of this ridiculousness is that Izuku wins the first round. Yay! Good for him. There's confetti everywhere. The crowd is screaming. Inko is on her couch, just like ready to pass out.
Inko is stressed.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. If I saw my child pull a stunt like that, I'd be so pissed.
Nope.
And also very relieved that they
Fern
didn't die.
would just show up. They would show up wherever it
Yeah.
was.
Materialize.
You
and
would
be like, that
teleport
was
there.
really cool. That was really cool. But if you ever do that again, I swear to God. Oh my God. But yeah, cut to Kamui Woods and his boyfriend, whose name I can never remember. I think it might be Death Arms, maybe.
Yes. Yep.
Awesome. I guessed right. Hell yeah, that never happens. I'm assuming that was Pickles barking.
Yes, Pickles.
Let her bark. Let her participate. I love this.
What do you bark? Well, she's barking and Fork is running like in and out of the living room trying to look out the window. What? Is there a prowler? Do I need to go beat somebody?
It's just a ghost. It's fine.
Listen. Not tonight, ghost.
It's probably another animal.
Is it
There's
Weenie? Are you barking at Weenie? That's rude.
For listeners, Weenie is the motherfucker. I can't remember the name of
Weenie is the motherfucker.
No, that's not what I meant. Weenie is beautiful. Weenie is a possum. There we go.
Yeah. Weenie is one of 3 possums who come around almost every night to eat the cat food I leave out for the neighborhood cats, not the possums. So that may be what she's barking at.
But we love possums, so.
Yes, they're perfect.
But yeah, anyway, where were we? Yes, Kamui and Death Arms. So they're looking at Izuku and they're like, is that the kid from last year? Which we are pretty sure they mean like the sludge guy incident, because that was roughly a year ago, right? A little over.
Yeah, because he had about a year to train with All Might to get ready for UA, and that was right after the sludge guy.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So it's been a little over a year. Dope.
Yeah.
And then we cut to Shiggy, who's in his little, I don't know, lair. And he goes, this brat is. But then ominously, he doesn't finish his sentence.
Yeah. He's just being gross and obsessive in his little incel gamer hole. Like, just go away, bro. Get a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
You poor thing. But also, I hate you.
That about sums it up. So yeah, just like Toshi wanted, Izuku is getting a lot of attention right now. And the conses will be, well, just wait and see. But both Izuku and Toshi are just vibrating with excitement and adrenaline. I'm going to call this another one for all sync up moment because I can.
Yes, and I also retweet.
And then, of course, sweet baby Izuku starts crying again.
Goodest boy.
And then we get a shot of all the other 1A students and a few others crossing the finish line. And Toshi kind of repeats in this little, his little head. Sorry, I don't know what I was trying to say. In his head, Toshi's talking to himself. And he repeats that popularity is incredibly important in a hero's career. So it's essential to stand out and be better than everyone else. I wonder if this attitude is going to bite us in the ass later on. But then he goes on. But then he goes on to say that Izuku's real defining trait is a desire to help others, which he calls a potential weakness. And the fact that wanting to help others in a supposed hero society makes you weak, it just really tells you all that you need to know about this culture.
Yeah, for sure. And like in the dub, he calls it like a bloodthirsty drive for popularity that fuels the industry of pro heroes, like rather than just wanting to help others. But also, this is why he chose Izuku, because he does have that core of wanting to help others rather than just winning at all costs, like a certain other child. And he's like now relieved that Izuku is as much of a fighter as he is a helper. And it's just so cute.
Oh, yeah. Also, now that I'm finally paying full attention to like all the moments of each episode, it's really clear how much Horikoshi laid the groundwork for Endeavor's introduction.
Yep. It's almost like it's all purposeful.
But yeah, that was a direct call out, like, damn. And then Toshi continues, or he concludes with, I was worried about nothing. Sorry about that. Good job, kiddo. But also stop crying, which that whole thing was heavily paraphrased. But Toshi, you'll learn this eventually, but like empathy and competitiveness are not antonyms.
Yes.
It was really funny how he abruptly goes from being like super serious to, oop, maybe I should apologize. Ha ha ha, my bad.
Yeah.
Short. I love him so much.
Oh, yeah. So then we cut to a bunch of business students who are just kind of standing on the sidelines of the arena, and they are just analyzing the hell out of Izuku. The business course kids, they're not even trying to participate in the festival, at least not in the traditional sense. Instead, their job is to observe and theorize how they quote unquote market each student as a professional hero. So, business majors, much like gym class, same in every universe.
Yep. And basically their commentary on how Izuku is going to one day be marketed to the hero agencies is that he's like so normal looking that they can't rely on his looks, which like rude.
Right?
And then I'm so mad that the bro with the beehive hair like makes a correct comment that were he to enter pro hero society as just like a regular pro hero, his selling point would be how creatively he uses his quirk. So I'm mad that he's correct.
That is true. Yep. Sorry, I need to blow my nose again. Okay, sorry about that.
How dare.
It's not COVID.
Reject.
But yeah, so yeah, speaking of people who are just really focused on winning, we cut to Katsuki. And poor kid. He's busy having a moment similar to the one he had in the training exercise with Izuku. And he is once again second place behind the kid he was supposed to be better than. Horikoshi really just said, let's make this kid suffer through his worst fear over and over until he experiences some character growth.
My poor son. And like, yeah, he is definitely just having flashbacks to that original fight and that original breakdown or panic attack, whatever it was or whatever he wants to call it. Oh, this poor boy. Oh, this arc. First time you watch it, it's funny. Ad nauseum times, it's not. Oh, my son.
You were so right. So then other students, of course, are just still pouring out of the exit. And so Ochako appears and she congratulates Izuku while admitting that she's frustrated over her own performance. Ida, similarly, simmering with frustration in the background. And just, Jesus Christ, like the stress this society puts these kids through. Like, this is a school event. It's just field day. But they're like...
For real.
Oh, God, they're all having mental breakdowns over it. This is not okay.
But you got to get those ads in.
Mhm,
Jesus.
Mhm.
And then, of course, to no one's surprise, Izuku just dives headfirst into imposter syndrome, and he calls himself lucky and downplays his accomplishments. And like creative thinking is a skill, but like the only skills that count as quote unquote real in this society are quirks, which is especially fucked up when you consider that most people like in this universe aren't even allowed to use their quirks on a daily basis unless they're tools for fucking government propaganda. And like, I'm sorry if that's a little off topic. I just got like really mad for a second there.
You are completely on topic.
Ugh.
Oh, this world. But I mean, at least he's not doubting his past actions as much as he was back at USJ.
Oh, definitely.
That's true. That's a good point. That makes me feel slightly
Yeah.
better.
Imposter syndrome is like such a hard thing to get over too, especially because when quirks are like the only skill shoved down your throat.
Mhm.
And so I could completely agree with Nicole. Fern, get into it.
Yeah.
Oh, I got into it. I was very upset. But yeah. And then we cut to poor Momo. Oh God, poor Momo. She's got the grape bitch clinging to her back in like, just the grossest of manners. And Maria, I really hope you prepared something especially horrible for his trash can demise.
Yeah, that fucking perv. Fucking leave her alone.
Ugh.
I goddamn did. God damn it, Trash Nut, on your fucking grossness. So before he gets very, very nicely put into the glory that it is Minetta's trash grave, I will make sure he gets punted across the football field a few times while his hands are very tightly tied up.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
Thank
I
you.
can picture it so perfectly.
Yes.
It's beautiful. And yeah, we're starting to wind down the episode now. So Midnight declares that the first challenge is officially over and she reads off the scores. And other than Shinso and Mei, I'm pretty sure everyone that made it to the next round is Hero Course students, right?
Yes, I believe so. It took me far too many thinks to realize that it's just literally all 40 Hero Course students and then 2 others, Shinso and Mei. So yeah, that's where my
Oh
brain
yeah,
was.
I forgot to mention only 42 students qualified for the next round.
It's just basic arithmetic. It's fine.
Yep.
Also, like poor Yuga was last, and like his shot is just him clutching his belly, trying either not to puke or shit himself. We can't be sure. We don't know how the lactose laser intolerance manifests. We actually never learn which way it comes out. So
That's true.
poor thing.
Poor baby. I know I'm laughing, but
Poor you guys just having a real tough time right now.
Yeah.
Cries.
So yeah, as we mentioned, only the top 42 students get to move on to the next round. But Midnight informs us that the other students will still have quote unquote other chances to shine. And we'll see what she means in the next episode. But meanwhile, she announces the next challenge, which is cavalry battle.
Yeah, and like Midnight, please calm down. Now is not the time for all those innuendos.
My queen does not know the meaning of calm.
I mean,
Yeah, she's just an interesting character.
I love her so much.
But yeah, basically, so the rules are as follows. So each kid gets assigned a point value based on their ranking in the last challenge. So the kids that made it in last have the lowest point values. The kids that made it in first have the highest point values. These point values, they've got to wear them around their foreheads. And they have to form teams of 2 to 4 people and work as a team to steal other people's headbands. And then at the end of the game, each team adds up the point values of the headbands that they've managed to steal. And then whichever team has the highest points value wins. The catch is the people in the top few places have the highest point values by like a lot, especially the first place winner who's worth like 10 million points, which paints this huge ass target on their back, much like, Real Hero Society, where the very top heroes have to contend with like a ridiculous amount of public pressure, as well as being the constant target of villain attacks.
Well, sure. When you get, metaphorical and analytical about it, but also there's no need for Izuku to be worth 10 million points. Just like make him slightly more than the others. No. But also, yes, this is a great flip on how being first is sometimes not good.
Long game, y'all. You gotta
Yeah.
play the long game.
For sure.
So yeah, everyone realizes what this means at the exact same time. Whoever steals Izuku's headband is almost guaranteed to get first place at the end of round 2. So kids who were in the bottom of the first round now have a chance to rise to the top.
I absolutely love all the evil eyes that were on him. They were all glowing red.
Oh yeah. Izuku is just like, well, fuck. And then closing credits. And then we get the preview, of course. Ochako and Izuku get to voice them. No one wants to be on Izuku's team, poor baby. And Ochako keeps calling him lonely, which is kind of rubbing salt in the wound. And we kind of get a hint at how the teams are going to be formed in the next episode. And will Izuku manage to keep his top position? We will have to wait till next week to find out.
Poor Izuku. He's like, I am so lonely. I got nobody. All by myself.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're welcome.
But yeah, that's the episode. And I'm just gonna hand it over to Nicole now.
Yep, for sure. So we're going to do the manga differences first. And in chapter 25, there is actually a lot more sass from the robots, which I guess got cut from the anime, but like I need the sassy robots in every episode. So
Yes, agree.
Also the banter between Eraser Mike is just slightly different, but it's all the same. Shinso seems more impressed by Mei's support items in the manga, which will come back later.
Yeah, I kind of wondered if in my head, Shinso is definitely one of those people who's like, support items are cheating and I want to beat the Hero Course kids completely on my own. And that's just my interpretation. So now I'm wondering if seeing Mei use her support items so well, inspired him to really commit to using the capture weapon that we see in later episodes.
Yeah, for sure. And not just the capture weapon, but the voice changer.
Oh yeah, shit, that thing too. Yeah.
I do not share that headcanon. I think he just got a lovely little brainstorm moment. So good on him.
Yeah.
In chapter 25, we do also get the introduction of the street version or plainclothes version of Tsukauchi at the end, in which Horikoshi wishes that he had made him more hard-boiled from the start. And I guess he actually did get his wish eventually.
Ugh.
Go read the manga, y'all. We will not comment on our current opinion on Tsukauchi, but you can read our tone in our words. So
All I will say is that he is no longer on my spouse list.
Yep. No, he got kicked out of that list so fast.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So chapter 26, there's literally no changes, including how Inko is actually in the chapter as opposed to all the other editions where it was anime only. She is actually in this one cheering Izuku on. So that's nice.
Interesting.
Yep. And this is also where we get the bonus chapter that Fern mentioned at some point in the past. I don't even know.
That was last episode.
Was it?
It's been 3 weeks. We don't know.
Yeah, that's too many weeks. That's too many. Also, there's another bonus chapter that goes over Mount Lady's origin story when she first joins Pro Hero Society.
Oh my God. I love that.
Mhm.
Oh, that's so good. She keeps, no, I can't.
Don't spoil it. Go read the manga, people.
It's kind of adorable.
It is. It's wonderful. All right. So then after that, we have the fandom theory roundup and Easter eggs. And honestly, there's not really that much to speak of. There is the notion or the wonder of if Shinso really supports. Oh, if Shinso really embraces the possibilities that support items can offer him. But other than that, there's Eraser and Mike's banter, that the whole Eraser Mike Fanon pairing that is basically canon, but still not confirmed.
Basically.
Horikoshi. Also, as Fern also mentioned, like the continued possible psychic connection formed through One for All that we do actually get confirmation of later, but we don't know for sure if it was actually present here. It just really seems like it is, especially when you see how Izuku actually like finds Toshi immediately in that like 50,000 person crowd. Like he immediately knew where he was. So evidence, yes, maybe, I don't know. We need
We're definitely pushing it as far as we can.
We are not pushing it. We just need confirmation, Horikoshi. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Woo!
All right. Hell yeah. Any final comments?
It's been so long since we've done this.
I know.
I know.
And this was like such a good episode to come back to because it was so like it wasn't simple, but it's a lot more straightforward than a lot of the ones that we've done.
Relatively low stakes and like a
I
good
managed
time.
to finish my
Yes.
in an hour.
Wow.
Nice.
No.
All right. Well, this has been My Hero Analysis. You'll hear us next week. And in the meantime, go beyond plus ultra and thirst responsibly. Bye, y'all.
Thanks again for listening. Theme music is The Happy Cowboy by Gary the Canary, remixed by Fern. If you'd like to submit questions, fan art, or bonus episode topics, visit our website at myheroanalysis.com. We're also on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok under @myheroanalysis. And don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. Bye, y'all.